Okay, I think that given the number of questions from newsroom, I'll hand over to the DSG before we lose our trailers.
Thank you very much. This reflection is about what we were mandated to go and do post the 29th of May. We're mandated to go and improve the way we work. We're mandated to go and accelerate delivery. We're mandated to go and work with everybody that South Africans have voted for. And it is what you all know as the government of national unity. We're also voted to ensure that we leave no one behind. And hence today's platform for us as the African National Congress is a reflection of the first 100 days, and as well as being able to live to what is contained in our manifesto about accountability. As for what each party says and what each party does, remember we're in the GNU not because we've collapsed any party, including the African National Congress. Otherwise, we would have had a report by a collective that constitutes a government of national unity. We remain an independent organization. We are reflecting on what we have been able to do. And most importantly also, we know every political party has its own intentions. We will not allow a situation where individual leaders of the ANC, either at the provincial or at the national level, are pitted against by those who are part of the GNU. They've no damn authority to make any reflection or make an impression that they can determine who has to lead and how correct we need to constitute. We have seen what the DA does with us in the Western Cape. They've removed us out of 16 municipalities, 9 municipalities. They've gone out to form new coalitions. Even you members of the media, you've not gone back to them and asked them, why are you doing this outside of the ANC? Conditions dictate, and that does not mean anyone is excluded. And that's the situation with Gauteng, and as well as with the different metros here in the province of Gauteng. The third thing is about the state of our branches and staff. I think you know that the last time we were in a meeting with Gauteng Post KwaZulu-Natal, we resolved that we'll visit all our provinces, dive deeper in reflecting on the state of the organization. A 112-year-old organization, an organization that exists in over 3,000 wards, an organization that has got thousands and thousands of members, can't actually resolve the reflection on the state of the organization within a short period such as end of May until now. We want to reflect seriously into that and have an appreciation as to what needs to be done. We do not want to preempt any feedback that comes also from the different provinces that would also be interacting with.
Which EDA says it doesn't exist. So how is the party handling the conflicts between the DA and the ANC?
Okay, first question. We are working very well with all members of the GNU. There are no quarrels so far. And the second layer, which I call the clearinghouse, is not just to deal with disputes. In a sense, it's a structure that must deal with issues. For instance, one of the issues we are going to look at as that structure is the hosting of the G20 next year. So we'll discuss it in that structure and advise the leaders on how we think we should manage the G20 as South Africa. So when we're in that structure, we're not dealing about small quarrels there and there. In fact, the DA in government has not raised any issue about me. Whether they'll raise it at some point, wherever, I don't know, but it's not an issue at the moment. We're focusing on governance. We are all looking at making South Africa work so that our people can benefit. We are happy that we are putting load shedding behind us. We are now pushing to have transmission lines to make sure that this generation is working, transmission is working, infrastructure broadly is working. So we are very focused. So the the issues about tensions really don't exist. With Helen Zille and Panyaza, well, I'm sure they will resolve those issues. As far as we are concerned, we said to the government of Gauteng, led by the ANC, if the DA doesn't want to work with you in Gauteng, leave them behind. It's not your problem. And they must not make it our problem nationally, because we are working well with them nationally. It's up to the DA to make sure they work well with our structures in the provinces. We want our structures to work with them, but our structures came to us. Gauteng came to us and say the DA is making impossible demands, and therefore we can't proceed. And we said to them, well, leave them behind. If they are not reasonable, go without them. But doesn't mean that we don't want to work with the DA. All I'm saying that all parties must be reasonable in what they want, in what we do, because the GNU can't survive if people come with unreasonable demands. So far it's surviving because all of us are mature. We are dealing with issues in a matured way, and it's going to be like that. We will finish the 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, GP. I'm gonna
Maybe this side.
I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, but one for Alex, but for next time.
Nobody last week was sent to go and speak on behalf of the ANC. We can't betray the people of Western Sahara, nor can we misrepresent the African National Congress. It's about a misrepresentation. Your issue about the metros and stuff, and I think some can also raised. We have actually said, starting here in the metros, that any composition of a government of local unit must be followed by a plan. It must be followed by a plan so that then we do not constitute a government of local unity for the sake of dishing out positions. There has to be an agreement as to what needs to be done. I'm sure you heard the mayor of Tshwane actually responding and explaining that their first priority is for the municipality to reconnect with the people of Tshwane. That's us. The second issue was about improving and accelerating basic services. That's the second one. The third issue is about making Tshwane cooperate and collaborate with all spheres of government. Tshwane, for the past period, was never working together with either the province, even with the central government. Those are the things that come from what we said has to be a plan. And it is precisely because of our own appreciation that it must not just be an allocation of positions. What exactly is the mandate? The dispute and deadlock breaking mechanism, of course, we've said all these processes through the leaders of the different parties, there will be interaction. So through our office, the SG's office, we are the ones who are leading these negotiations. There's a technical task team also led by Comrade Makura. Our spokesperson is part of those who are managing the messaging on these issues. So yes, this is what we are doing, and we're quite sure that this is the way to go with anyone that we are working with and collaborating with.
Thanks, DSG. I'm rounding to a close. So.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know about any issues about PCM. That matter has never been, and it is not yet. Yes, about Nelson Mandela. It's an item that will be before us as and when it is being brought through the right processes, starting with the province. The second issue about the coalition framework. In fact, you will remember, we were amongst the first to put that when other people created something that I think the whole nation has forgotten. We had Comrade Deputy President leading a process of putting together a coalition framework. We do believe that they have to be properly managed so that then they do not actually delay delivery, delay decision making. We are also learning from our international
Thank you with the prayers. Amandla. Amandla. Comrades, before I call the president, we are here today. We are not celebrating. We are doing what is called reflections of the first 100 days of our government, of the ANC led by Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, our president. So the president is going to speak to us about the 100 days and the work they are doing to implement the mandate we have given them. Angitsho sibanikeze umsebenzi. So uzokhuluma namuhla umongameli we-ANC. Okwesibili, we through the president kuzobonga nina ma-volunteer ngomsebenzi omuhle niwenzile for i-African National Congress. Apha eGauteng nezwe jikelele. Ay, imali angithembisanga ndim. Sizayi-addressa leyo. Siyazwana. Okay. Okay, comrades. Nginizwile. Ya, izawu-addresseka loo nto, siyazwana. Nisebenze kakuhle kakhulu. So angifuni ukuthi simoshe isikhathi ngoba sekusebusuku angitsho. Amandla. So maqabane, ndizobiza umongameli. Before ngibiza umongameli, ngizokwazisa inkokheli ezikhoyo la. Sino Treasurer General wethu uComrade Gwen Ramkhupa. Wathinta abafazi. Sino Second Deputy Secretary General. Ubanu Second Deputy General. Marupini Ramkhupa. Wathinta abafazi. Sino First DSG. Comrade Nomvula Mkonyane. Tata Mama Action Tata. And then we have members of the National Executive Committee. Angibabonanga ke abantu be-alliance abakhona la. Kodwa sibamemile. Oh, isanko ikhona. Tata mhlali tata. Tata bahlali tata. Angazi khosathu noma ikhona. I-SACP besesivile emaphepheni ukuthi bathe bane meeting. Sino president we Youth League uColin Malachi. Bebe marcha la bathi bebe 25,000 bebe baningi mongameli. Bathi bafuna imisebenzi abantu abasha. Kokhela Malachi kokhela. Mawugeza Malachi siza kuphula ingqoshi. Ungagezi kakhulu. Ikhona iWomen's League. Sinayo SG we Women's League. Unobhala jikelele wathinta abafazi. Wathinta imbokodo. Ya uzakufa finish and clear. Unokuthula. Unobhala we Women's League lo. Sino chairperson bama province wethu bakhona la. Ngoba basihloniphile. Ngicabanga ukuthi ngibazisi. Panyaza ke taufa monna uskatata. Dibone abanye ba imani. Dibone abanye la. Dibone abanye la bemosha umcimbi la. Upanyaza uchairman we-ANC. Uchairman wethu. So ningazuganga la. Ngoba nizawudibana nediscipline. Ndiyanibona niyamosha la. Niphakamisa amaplakata angacacanga. Sino comrade Panyaza uzasamkela Lisufi. Usihlalo wethu la eGauteng. Sino chairperson wethu.
Take stock of 100 days of government of national unity. Our task is to thank our national leadership for guiding us through the most difficult period that our movement found itself in the last 100 days. Our task is also to thank those that have crafted the document, the statement of intent, and those that were given the mandate to negotiate on our behalf. Comrades, on behalf of the membership of the ANC Gauteng, let's give them a round of applause to thank our leadership for the task that they've done. Comrades, as we celebrate this milestone of establishing a government of national unity, we must be wary of those that are doing wrong things. Comrade SG was right, comrades. It must not be in our name that we undermine the leadership of this movement. It must not be in our name that we want to define ourselves outside the leadership of the African National Congress. We are under the leadership of the African National Congress, and our national office bearers provide that particular leadership. And we must respect that, comrades. Comrades, we also want to thank all the provinces that have established government. We want to thank all the premiers that are here, and we further want to thank all those that have led in those negotiations. Comrades, we have one ANC, we have one national leadership. Our victories remain ours together. Our challenges remain ours together. Comrade President, when we met like this last time, Johannesburg municipality was not under the leadership of the ANC. We are proud to report back to you, President, as we meet like this, Johannesburg is under the leadership of the African National Congress. Comrade President, as we met last time, Ekurhuleni was not under the mayoralship of the African National Congress. We are proud, as we meet today, Ekurhuleni is under the leadership of the African National Congress. Comrade President, when we met like this last time, Tshwane was at the hands of those who refused to render services to our communities. We are proud to report back to you, Comrade President, Tshwane is now firmly under the influence of the African National Congress. So comrades, as we march on, we must remain resolute. We must guard jealously for the unity of the African National Congress. Because there is no other movement besides the African National Congress. And its colors are very clear, are black, green, and gold. Asina mona, asina nzoto, siyayitumisa i-African National Congress. Thank you so much, comrade. You are all welcome.
The National Executive Committee was very clear that we must stamp the authority. And where, if necessary, discipline people, discipline comrades. And that's what we're doing. That's why we called the likes of Panyaza to account for their statements. We will not stop. It's not going to stop. I will do it, including taking people to DC. So OPED goes to Morocco, misrepresent us there. That matter now is going to the DC of the ANC.